All right, let's go through patch notes. Let's go through patch notes. Jungle changes might kill junglers who clear fast. Lamaukai is a great phase. Why have you not heard it before? One of my old friends used to say that all the time. Lamaukai XD. Okay. Patch 11.10. Patch highlights. So I'm just going to quickly go over the patch notes and give my thoughts, but a lot of this stuff is subject to change, or rather, like, my thoughts could be wrong, is what I'm trying to say. So they nerfed Bard. They nerfed his base damage on his passive. Yeah, I think Bard is very, very strong in high-low, but he's perma-banned, and I don't think this is going to change much. I still think he's going to be very strong. But it is a nice nerf because his early game is annoying, and he basically trades his HP for Felty stacks, so he gets wards early game. And what this actually does is means his trades, he'll get the gold, but he won't be able to push you out of lane as easily. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much of a difference it actually makes. I don't play a lot against a lot of bards. The champion is just permabanned, or only one tricks play him. Darius, his E has been nerfed. Pog, I just hate playing against Darius, but his E was also like really insanely low cooldown in team fights. He would regularly get like 2 or 3 E's off, so screw that. I'm glad. It is a good nerf. It's a good nerf, but it's still an annoying champ. Galio, they nerfed Galio. They say he was a high mid laner, soaring high as a mid laner in support and elite play. I barely saw Galio, which is interesting. I don't know, like I barely saw him, but he's really good into Alistair, which is kind of weird why I didn't see him more, but I mean, it is what it is. They nerfed the cooldown of W, it's flat 18 seconds now, and they nerfed the shield, the magic damage shield passive on his W, which, cool, I guess. I mean, I don't really care that much about this champ. He's a good champ in some cases, but I don't think I see him enough that I'm probably going to see him less now. So this is the nerf I was the most happy about on this patch. They nerfed Jinx, but it's not really that big a nerf. It's a very small nerf. They nerfed her armor, base armor, and her super mega death rocket. It's a bug fix almost, isn't it? No, it's just execute is now capped, so you can't like one shot Baron, or you can't like do 2k damage to Baron with 1R. I mean, cool. It's great. I think this champ is just overtuned, and I think it'll probably still be overtuned. I don't think the R nerf and the 2 armor loss is going to like end this champion's strength. I think she's still giga strong. I reckon next patch she's probably going to get nerfed again. This champ is really busted. Katarina's move speed has been nerfed. That's actually Katarina's broken as hell in high low. So cool. I'll take it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll take it. I hope it does enough, because her early game weaknesses aren't strong enough to warrant how disgusting she is in solo queue. It's just solo queue as a game mode. It's impossible to shut down a good Katarina. Like, they will always find ways to crush you. Well, not always. I mean, I play a really good champ into Katarina, but it's still just an annoying champ. Kayle nerfed. Why? Is a good question in chat. Well, I don't know. She's not nerfed though. She's been buffed. So they're buffing Kayle, and they're making her AP ratio on her passive a bit better, and her range when she like goes. I think it's level 16. Yeah, it's level 16. So she gets like 50 extra attack range, 50 extra attack range, which is nice. Cool. It's like a small amount of attack range, but I mean, Kayle needs to get to that point first. So I don't know if that's actually going to get her there. Like, cool. I mean, maybe she can build Muramana now, and that'll make her viable. This champ just struggles in lane too much right now. They buffed Kennen. Yikes, that's scary. I think this champ was fine, but apparently they don't think so. So I'm probably gonna see a lot of Kennen, and that champ is terrifying. That champ is scary. But it's a small change. I don't think it's like, holy moly, it's like 5% AP. But this champ is very, very scary. Lux, they buffed her E. If I was going to support Lux, would I do the normal 3 points into E and then max W, or would I max E now? I would still probably max W, because I think support Lux scales better with maxing W, but maybe her solo laner Lux, maybe solo lane Luxes will be happy about this. I mean, they will be. It's free damage, but I think on support, you still only put 3 points into E. Like, I don't care that much about the 20 extra damage. The 5% AP ratio is dope, though. That's cool. Sejuani, they updated her targeting on her E. Cool. Talon nerfed his Q ratio. Awesome. Hopefully he can one-shot me in 0.9 seconds instead of 0.8 seconds. That'd be cool. But it is what it is. This champ is kind of disgusting in the hands of a good player. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, nerfing his damage is a pretty cutthroat. It's it's a pretty cutthroat way of nerfing Talon, because that's like literally the entire champ is built around one-shotting you, and if he can't one-shot you, then he's useless. So, I mean, I hope it works. This champ is crazy. Thresh, I mean, apparently he's been dominating, but I have not seen a lot of Threshes, but the good Threshes, the Threshes I do see are insane at him, because they play they play a lot of Thresh. The people who do play Thresh in high elo play a lot of Thresh. And yeah, I mean, he's kind of a Swiss Army knife as support. The dude can do everything, so cool. This is brutal nerfs, by the way. This is 31 base HP. That's brutal, man. Like that's crazy. His level 1 is like significantly weaker now. Keep in mind, Ignite at level 1 does like 70 damage as far as I know, okay? That's like almost half of Ignite. Like an entire Ignite that's being taken off his health bar. Level 1. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what this champion is. I'm just gonna keep passing by that. Zyra. So no, I'm kidding. So Yumi's Q has been buffed, and I don't know. I mean, they gave her more damage. Cool, I guess. Like they gave her a little bit more damage on her Q. Pog, 10 more damage. Awesome. That's all I could say. I mean, if you want to play this champ, play this champ, but you just have to get out of laning phase, and that's the hardest part. They buffed Zyra's plants. They gave her E a little bit more slow, or her E plants, and then her W is lower cooldown. Cool. Champ's still probably going to struggle a little, but I reckon Zyra One Tricks will be happy about these changes. Abyssal Mask, they are buffing in like 3 different ways, which is interesting. So yeah, I mean, like, you CC someone, you now get 15% damage increased. They take 15% damage increased, and then it lasts for 5 seconds. Dope. Cool. Will I build it? Probably not. Takes too long to build. It's too expensive for supports, for a lot of supports. But I mean, maybe if I'm like turbo ahead and I'll be like, I just want to see how quickly we can one-shot someone, I'll build it. But maybe I'll try it out. I'll try it out and see how it feels. But I don't think it's a support item. I feel like it's still more of like a bruiser item or a jungler item. They buffed Gore Drinker. Cool. 2% extra missing health. Awesome. Yeah, all the Gore Drinker users rejoice. They buffed Guinsoo's, made it cheaper. Awesome, cool. I mean, Guinsoo's is never being played right now, so yeah. I mean, this might actually make Kog'Maw and Lulu and those kind of like Vayne Lulus more strong, because Lulu's busted as hell on this patch. So maybe some Guinsoo abusers will pop out with, I mean, if Lulu's permabanned, so maybe not, but we'll see. And they changed Riftmaker quite a lot, so you can actually like stack Riftmaker by taking damage, not just dealing damage. Cool. It's still a bit of a weird niche item. I don't see a lot of people building it. I see like Gwen building it, I see Mordekaiser building it, and that's pretty much the only 2 champs I regularly see building Riftmaker. So yeah, it's just a really niche, weird item. Like, not a lot of champs can utilize it, but I mean, the champs that do, cool, I guess. I've seen Akali building it sometimes. Phase Rush, this is a big one. The big one regarding Alistar, at least. So Phase Rush has been nerfed quite heavily. It has been changed from 15 seconds flat to 30 to 10 seconds based on level. So that means at level 1, it is double the cooldown, which is brutal. But at the same time, early laning phase Rush wasn't really being, like, it wasn't being used. You don't pick Phase Rush Ali and think like, oh, I'm going to trade in lane. I'm going to like utilize my Phase Rush off cooldown in every 15 seconds. Because if you use your Phase Rush every 15 seconds as Alistar, well, it takes 2 combos for you to be out of mana. So for Alistar specifically, the cooldown nerf I don't think is that scary. I think the cooldown nerf is the least scary part of this entire nerf. The big nerf is actually the move speed. So they nerfed for melee, it's instead of 40% to 60%, it's 30 to 60. I mean, it still scales. It still like goes up to 60, which is cool. So for melee users, it's not that bad. But it's 10% move speed nerf. So I'm gonna test it out in game and see how I feel. My expectation is it'll be a little more balanced. It won't be as busted. But here's the thing, guys. We didn't take Phase Rush, and I didn't take Phase Rush and think like, wow, I have Phase Rush. I'm so broken. I took Phase Rush because, wow, I have Water Walking, Nimbus Cloak, and Celerity. I'm so broken. So Phase Rush is like, the reason you take Phase Rush is to run around in River and like Nimbus Cloak. You didn't take it because, wow, Phase Rush is like such a broken rune on Alistar specifically. Because like, it was nice, it was useful, but it was more the other runes in the tree. So I'm expecting it to feel a little worse in trades and in lane, because I won't be able to chase them as aggressively or escape as aggressively. I don't think it's going to be like, holy crap, unplayable anymore. I think it's just going to be a bit annoying and get used to. I probably need to get used to it a bit. And then they updated the jungle, and Jesus Christ, it's like reading a novel. Yeah, so jungle camp timers. Jungle camp timers are up by 15 seconds. Awesome, but they've rebalanced all the XP for all the camps. Camp respawn glowing indicator is now 10 seconds before camp spawn, so you can see the respawn timer a little less, like a little kind of less soon, and it'll appear closer to when the camp spawns, which is cool, I guess. Maybe it's to help counter jungling or stop counter jungling. I don't actually know how this will affect the jungle that much. I don't think it will, because good junglers generally know roughly when their camps are up, just in the back of their head. And then there's comeback experience. Now this one's a big one. I don't know how everybody in chat feels about comeback experience, but I'll be honest, I'm not happy about this. Comeback experience jungle meta was one of the most annoying jungle metas, and it was perma-gank jungle meta. It means everyone would just forgot about farming. Farming was just not as needed in the jungle, because you could just get the comeback experience if you were a few levels down and you'd be okay. I don't know if they've tuned it properly this time, or if it's a little less like brutal than like the last comeback experience meta where you would just level 3 gank no matter what. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not super happy about them putting comeback experience in the game, but I think there's a reason why Riot did this. My expectation is that they're just tired of the Lilia, Graves, Nidalee, jungle full clear champions, and they're trying to axe them into the ground. And instead of nerfing those champs directly, they're nerfing the jungle, the farming style of jungle. That's my theory. That's my tinfoil hat theory. I think that's what's happening. I have no idea though, because this is so random. This is so out of the blue. This is just like, hey, we just want to change the jungle mid-season. It's like, what? Why? It's a bit weird. Smite. They've changed Smite quite a lot. It is now 450 at base and then 900 after the upgrade, which means early levels, once you finish your upgrade on Smite, it will actually deal like way more damage, which is interesting. And then as it scales, it'll get closer and closer to, you know, the level like 16 Smite, 900 damage. I don't know, it's interesting. I mean, like 900 Smite after you Smite 5 times is pretty nuts. Like Scuttle Crab is, if you can CC Scuttle, it has like a 1k HP or something close to that. Like you could probably just one tap Scuttle with Smite plus a 1 ability, which is nutty. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then Smite damage increases after swapping Summoner. Okay, cool, whatever. This is actually a big deal though. Smite and any crowd control now break Rift Scuttler's shield before applying damage. That's actually huge for a lot of reasons. And I actually think this will make a lot of jungle clears very different, because now whoever has Smite and gets to the crab first often can one-shot it before you can react. Like if you're like literally 2 seconds before them on crab, if you smite the crab at level 3 or level 4, I reckon the crab's going to be like, what, 300 HP, and you just need to combo it and it's gone. So that's pretty crazy. Like a lot of junglers struggle to secure crabs. You know, Karthus, for example, he couldn't break crab shield. He had to literally DPS crab through his massive shield. So yeah, it's kind of a big change. I don't know. We'll see. You know, junglers that can't proc the shield very easily, or didn't want to blow their, like, if you're a Zac and you don't want to blow your E in the Scuttle fight because you don't know whether the enemy jungler is there, you can actually just smite it now, which is pretty cool, I guess. Survivability, so they're nerfing some of the Omnivamp on jungle items, but they're giving Smite some extra HP. Cool, I guess. I mean, it's nice. Junglers definitely never got low. Like after a certain point, every jungler would just walk into their jungle and come out full HP, which is kind of obnoxious. You know, like Graves or Nidalee. I mean, Nidalee has a heal, but Graves, for example, he would just one-shot a camp and be full HP again, and you'd be like, oh, okay. Even without lifesteal, which is kind of insane. And then there's like a billion XP changes. They're nerfing the XP from what I can tell on average. I mean, this is a nerf, this is a nerf, this is a nerf, this is a nerf. Yep, nerf, nerf, smaller nerf, but nerf. So everything seems to be like they're just toning all the XP down. Just every single... Oh, sorry, that's attack damage. I'm dumb. Where are they talking about the XP changes? Did they talk about how much they're changing the XP, or did I scroll past it? Where is it? Or is it in the comeback experience here? Okay, maybe they're not changing the XP of a jungle of the jungle then. Did I read the PvE wrong? I must have read the PvE wrong. That's my bad then. My bad. So they also say, we don't expect most players to run into this comeback experience, except in the most dire of circumstances, which I feel is kind of interesting. So they've tuned it so that most people shouldn't experience it, which is interesting. Okay, so it's just attack damage nerfs. It's dealing less damage. So yeah. They're changing the jungle monster's health. It seems that they're buffing it slightly. They're buffing the health of jungle monsters slightly because you get more damage with your smite. And then they're buffing the gold slightly of jungle camps. So cool, I guess. Again, I don't know. Like if they're not nerfing the experience, but they're buffing the XP and health and the gold, we'll see. We'll see if it drastically changes the meta or not. I can't really comment on that. I don't think I can see the future. My prediction is that comeback experience, it all depends on that change, pretty much. Kog'Maw got a VFX Pog, lots of bug fixes, and we got E-Boy Zerath in the game, so awesome, cool. Fast rundown done. Cool.